Hi, y'all. I just wanted to come to you really quickly and give you just kind of a final couple of reminders that'll be important for you as you move throughout the next week or so, and of course into the final exam week when our podcasts are due. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is actually right here on our course homepage. This Friday, November 20th, that is going to be the last day to submit late work. If you are missing any assignments for this class, quizzes, any of your discussion boards, anything like that, you can still submit it to me. I will take 10 points off the top, regardless of how late it is, but I absolutely must have it by this coming Friday, the 20th at 5 o'clock. If I have it by then, if I have it before then or by 5 o'clock on Friday, I will accept it, I will grade it, take 10 points off, and you will get at least some credit for the assignment. If you do not turn it in, or you try to turn it in after 5 o'clock on Friday, I can't accept it. Because I have to start closing up various parts of your grades and getting grades as ready as I possibly can and giving you a realistic picture of where you are in the class headed into the final podcast. One thing I do want to encourage you to keep in mind is that you do still have your first year seminar lab assignment that is to come in. That is being collected, as I mentioned earlier in the semester, that's being collected by the folks that are in charge of all the first year seminars, and they will just be sending me that information, and I'll be inputting the grades accordingly. So I at least want to do what I can on my end to give you as accurate of a representation of the work you've done in our class, and how that is going to affect your grade as you move forward. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, the podcast, the final podcast. I do want to go into content for a second and then get you down to finals week. So during the week of finals, specifically for our class, it is going to be December the 2nd. Your podcasts are due by December the 2nd at noon. And all you'll do is you'll go into either here in content or go underneath assessments and click on assignments, and it will take you to a Dropbox where you can upload your podcast file. And of course, I do encourage you to double check to make sure the file can be opened after you upload. Ideally, I would like it so that we don't have any issues with files not opening or not loading properly and things like that as I go to grade them. Just so you all kind of have an idea of how grading is going to work, I am going to get each one of the submissions. I'm going to print out copies for every submission I have of the rubric, and I'm going to, as I listen to your podcast, make comments by hand. I will put the grade on the rubric. I will scan it in my office and upload the scanned file to your individual submission along with the grade. So you'll have the grade and my actual feedback that I give in real time as I'm listening to your podcast. I do this because, one, I want you all to have meaningful feedback on this last assignment, but two, I also want you all to be able to accurately see why you may get the grade that you get on the assignment. But again, as I mentioned to y'all a couple of times, most students do really well on this assignment. In fact, up to this point, I've never had a student fail this assignment. And by that, I mean I've never had a student fail that has submitted something. So just make sure to keep that in mind. And of course, as you're moving throughout this particular process, getting the podcast finalized, if you're doing some rough, scripting or making some notes as to what you want to cover in your podcast, again, if you have any questions about anything like that, please let me know. I will be around Monday and Tuesday next week, and of course, I'll be leaving Wednesday to go kind of be away for a bit for Thanksgiving. But I will keep an eye on email. I will be watching some movies, of course, that you all have chosen, and doing things like that to get myself ready for your projects. Let me turn the camera back to me. Okay, great. So what I wanted to do now is just kind of give you some parting words because I won't see you all physically again. This actually will probably be the last time you see me in any kind of physical form. I just want to start off by saying it's been a pleasure to work with you all this semester. This semester has been really challenging. I'm not going to make light of it. It's been hard for every single one of us, and I think it's been hard for all of us in different ways. For you all, you started college or you're taking a lot of classes in your freshman year, you're doing it in a very different environment. Again, this is not the way college is supposed to be. Wearing masks, this is not the way college is supposed to be. So again, as I've told you all semester, you're rock stars for starting college and for making this semester work as well as it has. Also, as you're kind of moving throughout the holidays and looking toward the spring, I would love to tell you the spring semester is going to look vastly different than what we're experiencing now. I don't know that it is. But what I will tell you is that even though you won't be in your first semester, you won't be brand new to college, know that there are still going to be people around to help you. Your professors are always there. People like me. Again, I'm going to be checking with you all in the spring, so don't be surprised if you get an email from me just to check in on you all. Because one of the things I do like to do is I like to try to stay connected as much as I can with my freshman seminar groups that I have every fall. But also know that there are services like my office, like Center for Academic Success. Again, we don't go away after the first semester, and we're not going away just because the first semester and the first chunk of dealing with this pandemic and college is over. We're still going to be around. We're still going to be here to help you out as much as we can. It really has been a pleasure to be your instructor for this class. I hope that you've had fun. I hope that you've watched some films that have maybe challenged you, but also have been entertaining and fun for you to watch. And of course, I also just, really hope that you've picked up some things in this class that'll be useful to you, enlarging and expanding your skill sets as you move throughout your college career. Again, we've done a lot of close analytical work. You've worked on note taking. You've done writing for the discussion boards. You've also done video posts. Again, these are all things that you will probably encounter in some of your other classes. And one of the things that I wanted to do with this class was to give you the exposure to that, so that you would ideally have that under your belt, and it would be a little easier for you as you move into future classes. So, all that being said, again, it's been wonderful. I thoroughly have enjoyed working with all of you and getting to know you a little bit better, whether I've physically seen you face to face a good bit or whether I haven't. It has been an honor and a pleasure, and I wish you all the very best as you head off into your Thanksgiving breaks, and of course as you do your final exams and write your final papers and things like that. If there's anything I can do for you, our class or otherwise, please let me know. Again, I'm pretty accessible. You all know that you can reach out to me really at any point, and I'll do what I can for you. I look forward to seeing your work in the podcast. Again, the list of films that I have so far look killer. I'm super excited to see what you're going to bring forth because at this point, it is now your turn to demonstrate. I've been modeling all semester a lot of things you can do when it comes to analyzing film. We've been talking about it in classes. We've been talking about it through discussion posts and videos. You've been doing all the work. Now it's time for you to demonstrate to me, and more importantly to you, what you've learned this semester and how you can synthesize it and put it all together. Best of luck, and again, if you need anything, please let me know. Take care.